What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be chatting about new drugstore makeup, and I'm going to do this in speed review format because I just have so much to talk about and I've already tested all these products out. This is not a first impression video. I just wanted to really give you my thoughts on each thing, yet at the same time try to keep this video to a relatively short amount of time. So let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. I have some new things from Moira Beauty that I wanted to talk about first. I know this isn't technically a drugstore brand, although it is sold at H-E-B and some other boutiques around the country. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Moira, they are based in Los Angeles. They do ship worldwide though, so I just wanted to mention that. I know I have a lot of international viewers as well. So first up, they have 4 brand new palettes. I did sneak peek these on my Instagram stories, and so many of you guys were just really interested and wanted a review. So I have been testing these palettes out. I knew I was gonna love the formula because Moira has a really stellar formula. It's pigmented, but not overly pigmented where it's hard to work with. Also, I think the matte shades are so blendable. If you've tried Moira's face powders, they're like that. They are just so seamless and blendable, yet at the same time, they have really good grip to your skin. They're not the type of shadows that are so powdery that they're gonna blend away. And what I really love about their shimmer shades too is that they don't include a lot of toppers in the palettes. I believe in each palette, there's maybe 1 shade like that. Most of their shimmer shades are those normal, like traditional, rich and velvety kind of shimmer shades that pick up very easily with your fingers. They have like that buttery feel. It's just always been a really great formula for me, and these palettes are that same formula, so I was very, very happy about that. Looking at the packaging really quickly, these come in a beautiful box. When you open it up, it has these 2 wings on the outside. It's so pretty and just really nicely done. Then inside, the palettes are a little bit on the chunkier side. They're kind of thick, but not to the point where I feel like they would be really cumbersome to store. The cover has this nice raised lettering on the outside, and then inside you have 15 shades in both matte and shimmer finishes. So the first palette that you're looking at here is Time to Shine. This is one of my favorite of the 4. I think this one is so, so gorgeous. It's a really beautiful mix of warm tone shades, also cool tones. You have some greens, you have some kind of reddish purple, some taupe, some gold. It's just gorgeous. I really am in love with this one. And by the way, these are only $17.50 each. I also have a coupon code to save 15% at Moira, so I'll leave that down in the description box as well. Next up, we have Endless Moonlight. This one is the most beautiful, like cool tone neutral palette, although it does have a couple of warm tones sprinkled into it as well. But I personally love a cool tone palette, so I was very happy to see this one. And again, I just thought the formula was fantastic. It has a nice variety of lighter shades and also some smokier shades to do smoky eye looks with as well. The next one is Celestial Love, and this one is a really pretty pink palette. Some of the shades are more peachy pink, and then others are a little bit on the cooler tone side. So again, I think you have a really, really nice variety with this one. You do have 1 topper shade right in the center of the palette. All the rest of the shimmers are more soft and buttery feeling, and I love this color story as well, especially on my skin tone. I feel like it just is very, very complimentary. And I would say the shades in this one definitely are a bit on the lighter side, but there are also some deeper options in it as well. And then the last one is Chasing Eternity. So this one is more of a warm tone neutral palette. You have a lot of golds in there and bronzes and rich browns. This one a little bit reminds me of like the California Love palette from ColourPop, even some elements of the Natasha Denona bronze palette. It's kind of similar to that. So if you like warm tones, I think you will really enjoy this one too. On my eyes today for the video, I decided to go with Celestial Love just because of the color of my sweater. So for my crease color, I used the shade Adore right here, which is sort of a bright mid-tone pink. And then on my lid, I used the shade Bella, kind of in the inner corner going to the outer. And then Fire Haze down here, just a little bit on the outer corner, which is more of like a deep reddish purple. I just tried to make it a very subtle look overall. So I just love the way that everything applied. It just really worked out beautifully. So I love these palettes, definitely thumbs up. Next up, I also got the Lip Bloom lipstick pencils from Moira. These are brand new as well. They sent me several different colors to try. These are only $7.50 each, so very, very affordable again. And these claim to be really creamy, yet also have a matte finish and a long-lasting formula. They are the kind that you have to sharpen so they don't twist up, but that way you can always have a really sharp point if you have one of the large sharpeners. These honestly are just very creamy, very easy to draw on, and they have great coverage. Today I'm wearing the shade Lust, which is number 5. It's more of like a Your Lips But Better kind of neutral shade. The only thing I will say with these though is I'm not a fan of a matte lipstick in general. I tend to go for more lip glosses and tinted lip balms. So I did wear one of these the other day just straight on my lips. I wanted to see how comfortable it was, and it really made my lips look a bit on the drier side. So today I put my Tarte Lip Balm, which is like my holy grail lip balm, on first, and then I applied this on top of it. So it kind of turned it into more of like a tinted lip balm. But I don't think for me personally that I would wear these on their own just because they're too dry for me. I have a lot of lines in my lips naturally, and when I wear a matte lipstick like this, it just accentuates those more and makes them look a lot less smooth. So if you don't have that issue, I think you would be totally fine with these. They didn't feel dry when I was wearing it. Like I couldn't even tell I was wearing lipstick at all. They're very lightweight, but it was just when I looked in the mirror, it looked a little bit dry. So I definitely have to either put a balm underneath these or put a gloss on top to make them a little bit more comfortable. Also from Moira are their new Set and Correct loose powders. These are the Set and Correct loose setting powder. So normally I would not be excited about a product like this, but ever since trying their Set and Correct finishing powders, these pressed ones, oh my gosh, if you missed my video on these, by the way, I didn't do a whole video on them. It was my Sunday haul from I think 2 weeks ago now. This powder is like the only powder that I can use on my dry skin. It is so smooth. It disappears into my skin. It looks like absolutely nothing. It's the most phenomenal invisible powder. It just makes my skin look airbrushed and absolutely perfect without drying it out. So after I tried these, then I saw these new loose ones come in. I was very, very excited. So they sent me 2 different shades. I have shade 5 Rose Pink and shade 6, which is called Medium Neutralizers. These claim to be an ultra fine powder with avocado oil that is supposed to blur and even out your skin's texture with a soft matte finish and no flashback. So the pink one has a really pale pink that's supposed to correct dullness. Then it has another pink that's supposed to brighten, and then it has the really pale lavender to even out yellow in your skin tone. And then the other one has green in it to neutralize redness, the purple to even out your yellow skin tone, and then the peach to cancel dark under eye circles. And these powders have that same invisible feel and finish that the pressed one does. So these are technically a setting powder. This one's supposed to be more of a finishing powder. You could use both. I personally prefer the finishing powder. I like something more in a compact. I just feel like the loose ones can get a little bit messier over time. Plus, I don't always really need to like set my face because my skin is so dry. But once in a while, I like to dust this one just in my pore area or on my cheeks if I'm putting a blush on and my foundation isn't drying down and I really want that silky smooth canvas to put the blush on top of. So this is my personal favorite just because of the format. I prefer a pressed powder, but these are just as good if you love a loose powder. The formula is so amazing. They literally do not look like powder on your face. They just disappear, which is so awesome. And then the last product I have from Moira are their new brow pencils. These are the 1.5 millimeter precision brow pencils, and they sent them to me in 5 different shades. I'm not sure if there are more than that, but these are just the ones that probably they thought would work the best for me. And these have a teeny tiny little tip on them, which is great for drawing those really hair-like strokes. The other end of the pencil just has a regular spoolie. And these are a really great texture. They're not so stiff that you have to press really hard just to get them to show up. They're also not too waxy either. So they're that perfect in between. And I'll quickly show you the different shades that I have. I have number 5, soft brown, number number 6 Ash Brown, which is a little bit cooler toned than the soft brown. Then I have number 7 Brunette, which is a little bit warmer. And then number 8 Dark Brown, which again goes a little bit cooler. And then we have number 9 Espresso, which is the deepest one that I have. So I think this is an awesome brow pencil. So far, I haven't had any of them break on me either. And sometimes with the really tiny tips that happens. So far these have held up really well. Moving on, a couple weeks ago, I got a box from Koki Cosmetics and I was very excited to see what they had come out with. I opened up the box and it was like a bunch of cleansing products. And I was like, okay, like it's something that I need, but I wasn't super excited just to get like some micellar water and cleansing wipes. I was like, I kind of put the box aside and I was like, when I need them, I'll use them. So a few weeks went by, I had the box up here in my makeup room. I was doing some swatches and I needed to remove something quickly. We ran out of soap in the bathroom that's across the hall and I was like, oh, I have these cleansing products. Let me just use something. And oh my gosh, like I could not wait to tell you guys about these products because they're insane. I've never really seen or used anything quite this effective. So it just figures that something I totally wasn't interested in, I feel like I'm almost more excited about than anything in this video. So they sent over a micellar cleansing water. Then we have a micellar foam, which I've actually never tried before, but it's my new obsession. I cannot stop using this. Also, these soothing cleansing pads, and then they also have micellar cleansing wipes, which are probably my least favorite. I don't use cleansing wipes that often to clean my face with. I actually prefer the other products in the line, but I do sometimes use wipes, again, like to take off swatches and things like that when I'm applying things to my arm. But let me start first with these cleansing pads. So by the way, everything is made in Korea. The formulas seem really, really nice. So with this one, it comes in this little jar. You open up the cap, the pads are inside. It actually has a little set of tweezers on the inside of the cap, which is so cool. So you don't have to stick your fingers in there. You can just use the tweezers, pull one of the pads out, and these remove makeup like nothing else I have ever seen. So I want to show you guys how I removed the swatches of the Moira eyebrow pencils. If you've ever swatched an eyeliner or a brow pencil, you know how hard they are to remove from your arm, especially. I feel like products on my hand wash away a lot easier than things on my arm. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but I took one of these pads and literally I didn't have to press at all. I just very gently rubbed it over the product and they disappeared. It was completely effortless. So of course I was excited to try these with eye makeup, and you take one of these pads, you put it on your eye, even like the most stubborn mascara and makeup just wipes right off so easily. They have no fragrance to them. They're so gentle. They didn't sting or burn at all. They're just amazing, so good. The next thing that I couldn't wait to try was this product because I'd never seen a micellar cleansing foam before. This claims to be a gentle formula that removes makeup and soothes the skin. It's also made in Korea, and it says to just massage the foam into dry skin and then either quickly rinse it with water or you can wipe it away. So I just wanted to demonstrate this for you really quick. So I have some swatches on my arm of the LA Girl palette, which I'm going to show you guys next. I just put a couple pumps here, and as soon as you pump it onto your skin, you can see it kind of start to like fizz and foam up a little, and then it just starts melting the makeup away effortlessly without even touching it, without doing anything. And then as you kind of work it into your skin, you see the makeup just completely liquefies, and it takes absolutely zero effort. It's so quick and easy. Then I just grabbed some tissue and wiped it away. And again, it's just gone. And my skin feels super soft and soothed. This is so gentle. They also have this micellar water as well. This is a huge bottle. It's 13.5 fluid ounces, so it's gonna last a very long time. And I've used plenty of micellar waters in the past. They do not work as good as this one. I can just tell you that right now. This one impressed me so much. So I think even harder to remove than eyeliner or brow pencils from your arm are lipsticks. Whenever I do lip swatches on my arm, I save them to last because I know I won't be able to swatch anything else there for at least another day because I'm gonna have to wash it several times. And oftentimes the next day, even after scrubbing, I still have like very faint swatches on my arm. And I've definitely tried micellar water in the past to remove those swatches to no avail. I've tried oil cleansers to try to break down the lipstick. Almost nothing works really well. except for this one. So let me show you guys how this removed those Moira lipstick swatches from my arm. I just shook out a few drops of the micellar water, and right away on the first pass, it removed almost everything. It was insane. I could not believe it. It's so incredibly effective, and it leaves your skin just feeling very soft and not stripped. So I'm just thoroughly impressed by these products. Highly recommend you check them out if you're looking for some good makeup removers. These are by far the best ones I have ever tried. I actually have a coupon code with Koki that saves 25%. It's Gen25, so again, I'll leave that with everything linked down below. I know Koki is sold at Rite Aid. I have not seen these in my Rite Aid store yet, so I don't know if it's something that they're gonna be getting in store or if you just have to get them online, but they are so worth it. It seems like the most boring thing until you actually try it, and it's like, oh my gosh, these are incredible. So I definitely had to share. I also got some new products from LA Girl. It's their Sun-Kissed Glow collection. So they have a new Sun-Kissed Glow eyeshadow palette. They have some eyeshadow crayons, and then they have a matte bronzer that has 2 different colors in it, as well as a new highlighter. So let's start with the Sun-Kissed Glow palette first. You guys know I love LA Girl's eyeshadow palette formula, and I especially like that this one is a cardboard palette. I'm not really in love with the plastic packaging that they normally have. Inside you have 20 warm tone shades, you have matte, shimmer, and foil finishes in here. I like how they kind of separated the finishes out as well. So you have the metallic and foil shades on the top 2 rows, and then the mattes along the bottom. It is pretty monochromatic in the sense that it's all bronzes and golds for the most part. You have a couple of peachy shades in here, but it's mostly all about the bronze and the gold. And some of the shades can look a little close to each other in a swatch, but at the end of the day, I think it does have a really nice mix of like lighter colors all the way to deeper colors. You have some mid-tones in between. As far as the formula goes, the matte shades are incredible. They are so pigmented. I think you can probably see that in a swatch. Nothing looks patchy, and they went on like this with just one swipe. I did not have to build them up at all. So incredibly pigmented. The shimmer shades in this palette, I was a little bit disappointed in and a little bit conflicted too. And I'll tell you why. Usually in LA Girl's other palettes, the plastic ones that they have, I find that the shimmer shades can be, even though they're really pigmented, really foiled, they're also really crumbly. So when you put your finger into them, often they have a lot of fallout. Sometimes they have fallout coming down on your cheeks. So it can be a little bit of a difficult formula to work with, especially when you buy the palette and have it shipped. A lot of times those shimmer shades come shattered everywhere because they're just too soft. These are like the complete opposite of that. They're not going anywhere. They have no crumbliness to them at all. But on the other hand, when you go to like put your finger into each pan, it kind of compresses down and like gets compacted in there. So it's a little bit hard to pick up, almost like those topper shades. And I would say most of the shimmer shades in the palette did that. So there weren't a lot of them that I felt like, okay, I put my finger in and I pick up a lot of product. In general, when I've used this palette, the few times that I have used it, I really had to kind of layer the shimmer shades up a little bit because at first they come off very sheer. So the good news is you can build it up very easily. I got really beautiful looks out of this palette, but I wanted to let you know that the shimmer shades are not going to be like the other ones that you might have tried from LA Girl in the past where, you know, you put your finger in, you pick up a ton of product and just one swipe on your lid and you're good. You do have to kind of work with these just a little bit, but then on the positive side, they're not going to shatter everywhere and they really don't have much, if any, fallout to them. So I feel like there's pros and cons to this formula, but overall, I think it is a really nice palette. If you love these warm tones, I think you'll enjoy this one a lot. And then when it comes to the Sun-Kissed Glow Longwear eyeshadow sticks, these are so pretty as well. 2 of these are kind of on the lighter side as far as the color goes, and then 2 of them are a little bit deeper. The lighter ones are Suede Fringe and Summer Heat, and these 2 I found to be extremely easy to work with. They are very creamy. They go on very easily without being patchy. And then the other 2, which are Cactus, the dark green, and then Sandy Desert, which is a deeper purple. These 2 felt a little bit drier and they did swatch a little bit patchy. They just seem to have a completely different texture than the other 2. The first 2, the lighter ones, have a little bit more sheen to them, and these, while they do have a little bit of like a satin satiny finish. They're not completely matte. They're also not quite as shiny as the first two. I also found the darker ones to be harder to blend out on your eyes. You really don't have much time with these. They set down very fast, but when it comes to the deeper ones, they set down even faster than these. So I just had a little bit of trouble working with these two, but I really enjoy the lighter ones a lot, and they are so budge proof. Once they set down, they do not go anywhere. So that's definitely something that they have going for them. They don't crease, they don't move, and I think that's great, especially for the summertime, because we're sweating, or if you have oily eyelids, they can tend to get even more oily in the humidity. So these are very long lasting, just like they claim to be, but I would say just beware of the darker colors a little bit. These two are a little trickier to work with. Next up, we have the dual bronzer. So this one has two different shades in it, and it claims to have vitamin E and coconut fruit extract. You can smell a little bit of the coconut scent to it, which I happen to love. Actually, the two shades that are in here remind me a lot of the single matte bronzers that I already have from LA Girl. I think it's the exact same colors actually. So I have Back to the Beach, which is the lighter shade, and then Lost in Paradise, which is the deeper one. So this double bronzer really is just those two colors in a split pan. So if you already have the bigger ones, I would say just skip this double bronzer unless you'd like both of them just in one compact for travel or something like that. But you're literally gonna be getting the exact same colors. So if you have them already, just go ahead and skip this one. If you don't, this one might be a convenient way to have both colors in one. But I love my Back to the Beach bronzer. I'll show you guys the swatches. The Back to the Beach is the lighter one, and it's such a great cooler tone bronzer. It's not really warm and orangey. So if you have more of a fair to light skin tone that leans a little bit more peach, or if you have a cool undertone, I definitely love this color. The deeper shade Lost in Paradise is definitely too deep for me, and in a way it kind of makes me a little bit confused with this bronzer because I would use the lighter shade, but the other one is so much different. I probably wouldn't use it on my skin tone. And I think the same thing is true if you have a deeper skin tone and you want to use the deeper shade. I feel like the lighter one would be too light for you. Usually when I see dual bronzers like this, the colors are kind of similar, like one warm, one cool, but at least they're like sort of for the same skin tone. And I feel like this one is for two very different skin tones. I don't know, it could just be me. Maybe if you're somewhere in the middle, like a medium skin tone, you could use both of these either way. But for somebody who's more fair like me, I would never use the darker one. So this one would be a waste for me. I would just go ahead and purchase the full size of the lighter one if that's the case. But I don't know, maybe there's some of you guys who could use both of those colors. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below. And then the last product from LA Girl is their new highlighter. So this one is a beautiful champagne shimmer. It really, again, looks so beachy. It looks just like the bronzer with kind of the ribbed design. It also has that coconut scent to it, but again, it's very subtle. It's not something that I really notice once I'm putting it on my face. This also claims to have vitamin E and coconut fruit extract. However, I will say that when I go to pick this one up, it does not pick up very well at all. When I swatch it, it really goes on very, very light. So this is not going to be the type of highlight that you can see from outer space. It's not as intense as I was expecting it to be. It's actually a very subtle highlight, and I'm here for it. Like, I really, really love it. At first I was swatching it and I'm like, this isn't showing up very well, and I was a little disappointed. And then I'm like, wait, I don't like a really bold glittery highlight, so this is a good thing. And I actually applied it to my cheeks today. You can see like just a little bit of glow, but it's not over the top glowy. It looks really beautiful in person too. It doesn't look sparkly or glittery. It's just a really nice natural looking highlighter. So I started out being a little disappointed just because I'm used to swatching things and looking for pigmentation and things to show up. But once I remembered that I actually like a lighter highlight, you know, not everything has to be super bold and crazy. So if you're like me and you like a lighter, more subtle highlighter, then I think you'll really love this one. If you like something a little more dramatic and something that shows up a lot more, then you probably will not enjoy this one and you'll probably want to skip it. And then last but not least, I was at Dollar General the other day. I don't know if these are new, but I've never seen them before personally, and they're from LA Colors. I got these Blush Up cheek and lip creams. They were like $1 or maybe $2. They were so affordable. When you open up the cap of these, they actually have like a lip gloss type applicator. I have not tried putting these on my lips yet, but I have been using them on my cheeks, and I'm wearing this one today. This is called Marvelous, so it's kind of like a cooler toned pink blush. They have a really nice velvety formula that completely dries down. It doesn't leave a sticky film on your cheeks, and once it sets down, it stays all day. Like, these do not budge on my skin at all. A little bit goes a very long way. What I do is I just put a little on the back of my hand, then I dip my brush into it and just kind of stipple them on, but you can also just rub them in with your finger if you want to. They don't disturb my makeup underneath, and I really love the texture as well. I would definitely go back and pick up more shades. I can't remember exactly how many they had now, but I just wanted to get these two to try the formula out, and it's amazing. The only little negative that isn't even a negative for me, but it might be for some of you guys, is that these are scented, so they smell like vanilla. I think it smells really good, but if you're somebody who doesn't like scented products on your face, or if you just react to things that are scented, then you might want to take a pass on these. But if you happen to see these out at Dollar General or any other dollar store, try them. I don't think you'll be disappointed. These were a big surprise for me, and I'm loving it. All right, guys, so anyway, that's everything that I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button before you go, and also thank you so much just for sitting down and spending time watching this video and for clicking on it. I really appreciate it so much. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you really enjoy this type of drugstore makeup content and also dupes, I do a lot of those here on my channel as well, then be sure to subscribe before you go. I'm almost at 100K. We're so close. So anyway, guys, thanks so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.